Hello guys, you're watching the Animal Group, so let's get into this video. So in this video, we're talking about thoughts on live feeding. Thought 1. First, let me tell you, if you don't like live feeding, then that's okay. But actually though, thought 1. If you have guppies or mollies or any type of communal fish, you don't need to feed them live food. But if you keep a toad or a frog, you need to keep live foods because they won't eat pellets or flakes. But that doesn't mean that feeding live food is humane, because it isn't. And that prey item is literally being eaten alive. Okay, thought 2. It is somewhat hard to acquire live foods because you have to catch the bugs or buy them at a local pet store. Down here in my pet room / basement, we catch the bugs for all the toads and amphibians because with a net. For all the toads, and this is hard because one, where do you store them? They're probably very stressed out when you catch or buy them because of the transport. So unless you keep a feeder-friendly enclosure, the feeder animals is going to probably die because it's going to be stressed out and it's going to get diseases easier. And also, this is one of the hard things about keeping. This is one of the harder things about keeping live foods because where do you keep the live foods? Like, if you have to buy a whole tub of different things for your toad, or anything, like a whole container of it, and then live foods, if they die, they're gone. You can't do anything about it. Once they die, they die. And live foods, that's one of the things that are bad about live foods. But I still would recommend live foods, even though sometimes they might die easier because of the packaging or because of sickness from outside or the pet store, because they could easily get the disease from other crickets or insects and then the crickets, when that cricket dies, crickets are cannibalistic, so crickets will eat one another, and then the worms will go on to another cricket, and so on and so on. And that's my thought for thought 2 about my thoughts on feeder insects. Okay. Thought 3. You never know when the feeder animal is sick, Because when the main animal or your pet animal that you're raising eats the feeder animal, that feeder animal could be sick. Like I said in the last thought two, the animal that eats the feeder animal could get potentially sick because the worms in that animal gets transferred on and on and on. Transfer the sickness or disease to transfer to your pet. Thought 4. Thought 4 is that the animal can still run or it can still use its self-defense. Because, if you have a African giant bullfrog, you're going to have to feed it mice or bats and stuff, because that's what they eat in the wild, mice and bats. So you're going to feed it that, and mice and bats can still give a scratch to your toad or frog or your animal or pet that could really seriously injure your pet. Because you're getting the animal from a foreign place and you don't know how they raised them unless you ask specifically, because you don't know how and where they got the mice from. So there could be the mouse could have a disease and then it would bite the animal that you give the food to, and it could transfer it. And that would be really bad. And also on the escaping thing, live foods can still escape from your pets because they're still alive. They still have a self-defense mechanism, and they want to get as far away to the predator as possible because they're really scared of the predator, so they want to run. And when the prey runs, your predator will have to try to go all over the tank and stuff, and your prey could hide, and then eventually your animal could get malnourished because all of its prey is escaping. Your prey could go underground. So I have a bunch of isopods in my toad's enclosure. Kidney bean. We'll show you it probably in the next. We'll show kidney bean to you probably in the next video. But we keep isopods in there, and isopods are kidney beans' main diet, part of a main diet for kidney bean. So when the isopods dig, which I try my best to not let the isopods dig, the isopod gets away. And kidney bean, that's why you should monitor how much your animal eats when you have a live feeding, because the animal can still escape from your toad or frog or anything or pet. So it can still escape or bite. And once a prey item, I've seen prey items attacking predators in self-defense before. They can musk if they have a musking gland, but once like a prey item tries, I've seen this before, once a prey item tries to attack the predator, you should immediately pull the prey item from the predator because it can seriously injure the predator. And I've seen predators, like videos of predators and all of that. I've read about it, and it can lead to infection. So that's another thing that's bad about live feeding. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys like, plus subscribe. See you all tomorrow.